What's up, guys? FM Campbell here. Welcome to the first update slash episode 2 of the York series. Obviously, you guys pre-voted for this. We did a simple vote system where the team that people had a preference of got 3 points, second team got 2 points, and the third team had 1 point. We did a system and we had a really good amount of feedback, a really good input from a lot of people. So we actually had a really sort of tight battle between a couple of teams that you guys wanted me to manage, and in the end York City just edged it ahead of, I think I remember it being Portsmouth, Cambridge and MK Dons. It was very close right up until the last couple of hours, right until the final count at 8 o'clock a couple of nights ago. So yeah, we are York City managers. If you haven't seen the previous episode with a little bit of an introduction into the series, feel free to go and do so. This is obviously the Building a Force series. We're trying to make York City an absolute force in Europe. The goal is to win the European Cups, to go and win the Champions League, and we've got until the release of FM16 to do so. So lots of work to be done. So this is going to be quite a long episode. There's loads of updates to get you involved in. We're also going to be playing our first game live as well against Northampton. We've got friendlies to cover as well, so yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it, and we'll start off by looking at the staff, I think. So these are the staff. Obviously we've got ourselves as manager. These are our stats when we're profile. So we've got tactical coaching at 20. This is obviously set at the level of York City. So tactical coaching of 20. We've got mental coaching of 12, and work on youngsters is 15. Then we've got poor adaptability. We don't need adaptability, high adaptability, because we're not going to be going anywhere other than staying in York. So we're not going abroad, so we don't need to adapt to any cultures or anything like that. Determination of 14. I tried to evenly space this out, if you like. I wanted still a good player and youngster knowledge. Our determination is 14. Level of discipline is 15. So hopefully players aren't coming to us too much to moan about things, and if they do, we put them down quite quickly and say, no, you shut up, do what you got to say, do what I say, and you'll be fine. So yeah, we've got level of discipline 15, same as man management and motivating as well, both 15. So that should obviously help with individual training, individual dealing with staff and players and contracts and things like that. And then the motivating, when it gets to things like tactics, what else do we have? Your pre-match instructions, your team talks, your in-game team shouts, and telling them to push forward and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how we look. That's our basic setup. Obviously, like I said, it's set up to the level of York City and the recommendation of York City. And yeah, so we'll go back to the staff. So we've got Barry Stephen, who's our assistant manager. He's actually our attacking coach as well. As you can see, attacking is 20. Really good assistant manager. Got good motivation. The only thing is tactical knowledge, which isn't great. But yeah, adaptability is not a concern. His level of discipline is good. His motivating is good. Working with youngsters is okay. Man management could do with an improvement. But you have to be realistic at the level that we're playing at. Obviously, York City in League 2. And predicted to finish 19th in the league. So yeah. Head of youth development, we've got Bill Hendry. I signed this guy from Hibernian. Obviously, don't forget we've holidayed in a year, so this is actually our it's the second season on the game. So we're starting in 2015-16 season. So head of youth development, we've got playing potential 16, ability 15, we've got discipline 13, man management 15, determination 13, and working with youngsters is 20. So all the kind of key stats for a good head of youth development. So hopefully we can get some of our players out on loan or and also have a good youth intake as well. I think he has a little bit of input on that. Andy Collett is our sole goalkeeper coach. We're actually quite limited on the amount of staff that we can have, as you can probably see why the list's so small. Goalkeepers is 17. He's pretty bog standard, to be honest with you. After that, man management at 12, motivating at 12, and determination at 15. He's doing both goalkeeper roles at the moment, but we'll go into the training in a second. Fitness coach, we have Carlos Cachada. Fitness coaching is 19, physiotherapy 14, adaptability 15. We're not really too much of a concern. I like the motivating to be a little bit higher, maybe his level of discipline as well, but that's just the simple case. And also he's working with youngsters because he's doing the whole team essentially at fitness. Our only coach is Adrian Boothroyd, or Adi Boothroyd. Obviously this guy has played for different clubs during his time. Huddersfield, excuse the badges, that is obviously the from the World Network game. That's the Lynx FC badge that we've obviously taken control of that. Then we have the Hearts badge, which is also the Foxes, Toxel Lemons Foxes. So yeah, don't forget to go, little plug I guess, don't forget to check out the World Network game every Saturday 1 o'clock. So yeah, Adi Boothroyd, sorry, we'll go back to him. He's probably, I think he's our I want to say technical coach. No, I think he's our defensive coach of 14. So yeah, it's not too bad. Could do, obviously, in the future we've improved that. Under 18s coach, we've got Darren Kelly. He's pretty poor, to be honest with you. It's really, really hard to find under 18s coaches that are of a decent level that want to join a club like York City. So he just kind of does across the board. Yeah, so if you can hear a fly, by the way, there is a fly in this room right now that looks like he's been on steroids all day. He is huge. Anyway, getting back into it. Right, so we've got a physio. We've got Jonathan Worthington, physiotherapy 20, level of discipline also 20, so really good physio there. Then we have 2 scouts. We should be able to get one more very soon. Andy Fern, 12 and 13 at ability and potential. And then we have Aaron Ray at 13 and 13 at both ability and potential as well. So not too bad. That's kind of the outlook on the staff. Some of the staff are already here. Most of them we got rid of. And we got new ones in. Some of them left that I've probably never even seen, because obviously we started the season in, so some of the contracts might have been up. The same also scenario with the players. Now, we'll go to the transfer history. So this is what we've done. We haven't spent a penny. We were getting a little bit of a budget, but we decided to not spend a penny. So the players that we've sold or have left. So Lewis Montrose left, Danny Parslow left, Cameron Murray left, and Dave Winfield left. This is the first time I've actually probably seen these. So I mean, yeah, Lewis Montrose, defensive midfielder. He's not too bad. We might scout him actually, see how we go. We've got Danny Parslow, and also another defensive midfielder. His technical stats aren't that great, but we'll scout him. Cameron Murray, 20 years old, centre midfielder. This is actually, like I said, the first time I've seen these, so I'm re-scouting some of these. Dave Winfield, the centre back, looks pretty poor to me, so we're marking a 9 and tackling a 10. There's definitely better centre backs than him. Ben Hurst has gone to one of our affiliates, Boston, on loan. Ryan Caulfield has gone up to Boston on loan. Lyndon Makeley has gone on a free to Altrincham. Jason Moody to Brighton for 13 grand. Yeah, his goalkeeper, we didn't really need the goalkeeper. Nick Kennedy, actually this wouldn't have been us. Yeah, it would have been us. We joined on the 1st of July, by the way, so anything after Dave Winfield forward was us. Who have we got? Callum Raconza and Nick Kennedy both went to Boston as well on loan. Then we have Anthony. These are all youngsters, by the way, at Regens. Anthony Straker to Lincoln for £230. I know you probably see that 64k value now, but I didn't want him. I couldn't get rid of him. So yeah, we decided to let him go. Adam Coombs has also gone for £9, even though I said it was a free. He's pretty poor, to be honest with you. I don't know why he has a value that high. I know. Don't be worried about these values, by the way. They're just players that are terrible. Emil Sinclair's left on a free. He then joined Wycombe. But yeah, you can't get money for some of these guys. I didn't mind this guy, Luke Summerfield, but he was on double that. He was on £1,500 a week when I signed, and he wasn't of the sort of level that I think that is probably best. So we managed to let him go. He's actually now worth 240k. So yeah, not great, but you can't get no money for these guys, and it's the wages that are the biggest sale. Fraser Eddington, we signed this guy on a free, and he's since then gone over to Tamworth on loan, obviously paying all of his wages, but he looks really, really good. Plenty of good stats, really, really young, Scottish, so not too bad, but we'll come into him in a second. So this is where we started. Thomas Flynn, James Atkinson and Craig Baxter, we did not sign these guys. So Thomas Flynn joined. He's a goalkeeper. He is, I think, our backup goalkeeper. I think he's our backup goalkeeper. James Atkinson, Queen of the South. This guy is our first team keeper. I don't mind this guy at all. Youngster, 20 years old, English. He'll be our number one choice in the sticks. Then we went free transfer galore. I would say gave about 500 players trials over the last month. I'd say about 500 players. So I literally was just trying to search for players worldwide, anyone that we could get on the radar or in our scouting knowledge that we could actually approach to sign, that were realistic. So there's a couple of good cheeky deals that we really made. Rodrigo Pereira, I plan to play him on the left hand side, 22 years old, from Portugal. Playing on him on the left hand side. The only thing that really bothered me is his stamina. I'd like to get his stamina up, so we got him training on that and his technique as well. But other than that, he's our backup left-sided winger. Then we also have signed Paul Connolly. This is our right back, going to be our first choice right back as well. He is 31 years old, so we've only got him for 2 years. I think we've got an option on him to extend the contract if we decide to do so. He doesn't decline too much. He's got good strength, good stamina, good natural fitness. He's actually our vice captain, Paul Connolly. Determination 16 and leadership 14, tackling 14 as well. Long throws will be quite handy, I'd say, going forward. So yeah, really pleased with that. Dylan Dykes, we got as a striker. This guy is our third choice striker. This is the reason why we let the other guy go on loan to Lincoln. Yeah, very, very similar stats actually to the other guy. We've got finishing 12 and composure that's 12. It's pretty good. He's probably going to be our third choice advanced striker. Then we have Ebdo Ando. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a work permit for this guy, but I think he's going to have a real bright future. If we can get a work permit him in the future, we've got him for 5 years. So we're trying to get him out on loan at the moment. Obviously, we've got to the end of August to do so. Get him out on loan, get him playing regularly somewhere, and hopefully we can get him to become a good player. Other than his stamina, his physicals are really, really good. We've got him training on stamina. His mentals could do with some work, and so can his physical. But his technical. But he's only 22 years old. He's on really, really cheap wages, and yeah, hopefully we can improve him in the future. Ryan Crossdale, centre midfielder, 20 years old, probably our Crowsdale. Probably our third or fourth choice centre midfielder. Really, really good. 20 years old, youngster, homegrown, which is also good. Loads of time to improve. The only thing that is bugging me is his natural fitness and his first touch, but we'll improve them in the future. Be a really, really good sign. I'm really pleased with that one. Very, very cheap wages as well. Tom Suarez, this guy looks an absolute beast. 29 years old. Previously played for Stoke. He's on very high wages, our highest paid at the club. But as you can see, his value's already 175k, and he looks like a real complete ball-winning midfielder that could do an absolute worldie of a job for us. And he's actually our third choice captain as well. Fraser Eddington, another striker. Obviously, this is the one that went out on loan to Lincoln. Tamworth. You can say Tamworth there. Yeah, like I said, obviously in the stamina, he's got really, really good stats for a third, well, technically fourth choice at the moment. Great potential. Only £300 a week in wages. Hopefully, we can keep improving him and get him into the first team very, very soon. Jordan Clark, absolutely love this guy. He's a central attacking midfielder, advanced playmaker. We are going to be playing a 4-4-1-1, so we are playing one up top and one in behind. 21 years old, English, 750 quid in wages. He's expiring in 2018. I don't think we have an option to extend. No, we don't. So yeah, he actually, I think I remember rightly, he said that it was non-negotiable. We only wanted to stay to 2018, so hopefully we can get him on a new contract in the near future. But yeah, it looks to be a really, really good player. Really, really pleased with this signing. Just need to get his stamina sorted and just get him on the ball and picking off passes, I guess. Who else we got? Erhan Oztuma. Probably pronounced that incorrectly. He is going to be our number one choice in the number 10 role, in the advanced playmaker role. Got him on loan, only paying £500 a week for him, and he's by far our best player in the whole team, according to our assistant manager anyway. Potential ability is still obviously rising. We've only got him on loan for the season, but we do have an option to buy him for only 12.5k, so very, very cheap. He's on a grand though at Peterborough. We're only paying 50% of that. That was the reason why I did the loan deal, and then obviously left myself with an option to buy him permanently. But we'll address that come the end of the season, come the end of his contract with us, and see what we think. Lucas Cunha, this guy I actually really, really like. The only thing that bugs me is his aggression and his stamina. But yes, 21 years old, Brazilian. He does need a work permit, so that's a little bit of a pain. His value's already 215k. He's on 1.3k a week, so he's quite expensive. So we do need to get this guy out on loan ideally. But yeah, looks to be a really, really good centre back. Potentially, he's going to be our best centre back. We've got him for a long, long time, since 2020, so there's plenty of time to get him a work permit. So hopefully we can get him out on loan at a lower club around Europe and get him a work permit nice and quickly, get him into the team, and obviously hopefully progress throughout the leagues. Michael Timlin, we signed this guy as our third choice centre midfielder. 30 years old, he's on a grand a week. He's got really, really good stats actually. His physicals are obviously declining because of his age. Our backup ball winning midfielder, aside to Suarez. So yeah, I think it's Suarez or Suarez, one of the other. We'll call him Suarez because I don't like Suarez, don't like Liverpool. Even though he's gone to Barcelona, but you know. Yeah, 30 years old, on a grand a week, as I said. His value's already 69k. We'll see how we go with him. He's obviously our, I think he might be our captain actually. He might actually be, I think we signed him after we did the captaincies. But yeah, Adam Dugdale, centre back, English, 27 years old. Really, really good heading and jumping, which is handy. It's just his stamina again that I need to improve. But I actually really like this guy as a centre back. We've got him for quite a while. to 2019, so 4 years. I think we've got, no, we don't have an option to extend. £800 a week, so reasonably cheap as well. Obviously homegrown, so yeah, really, really good prospect. So fingers crossed he can perform. Then we have Jake Goodman, who's also joined on loan, another centre back. This guy looks to be an absolute beast. He's only 22. He's on £425 a week on loan from Millwall, as there's just another guy, or the Jaguars from the World Network game. We're paying all of his wages, but it's still really cheap at £425, and he's supposed to be, I think, possibly him and Cunha are probably our best centre backs. But yeah, this guy looks really good. So I think we've made some good signings. So we'll look at the squad. We've got a reasonably big squad. Obviously we've got 2 for every single position. We've got 2 goalkeepers. We've got we do need to sign a right back. We've got Connolly at the moment at right back as our only right back. We've got Dugdale, who can play right back, I guess. Then we have who else do we have? McComb. McComb, that was already with us. This guy was already with, obviously, York City. So I quite rate him. He's still got a little bit in the tank. We've got him for another year. We'll decide what we want to do with him at the end of the season. Keith Lowe, then, I think he was already with us as well. He was. Yeah, another good centre back, not too bad. The only problem is a couple of our centre backs are hitting the sort of the older age of in the late 30s, well, the late 20s, touching 30. So a bit of a concern there. Yeah, we've got Suarez, Tim Lin, we've got Penn, who is actually our captain, I think. I can't remember. I can't even remember who our captain is now. Yeah, Penn is our captain. Vice captain is actually Dugdale. Yeah, because the leadership was 15. That's why I went with Dugdale. Got really nice kits actually. I don't mind our kits at all. So we'll go back to the team. So yeah, we've got a couple of centre backs. We've got 4 centre backs in there. With Dugdale, McComb, Keithlow and Goodman. Our only left back is Femi Ilasamni. This guy's our only left back. I'm a bit concerned about his technical stats, so we would like to find a first team left back. If not, we'll just see how we go with a backup. But we do need a right back and a left back at the moment, which we have got a little while to find as well. I think we've actually got some players coming through, so we'll look at that very shortly. So we've got Suarez, Timlin, Penn and Platt for the 2 central midfield roles, so we've got 2 for every position. On the right hand side we have Michael Coulson, probably the best player at the club when I signed. I think, actually no, it's not him, but yeah, good winger on the right hand side. Then we've got Sidney Schmeltz on the right hand side as well. He's our backup right sided midfielder. Then who do we have? Josh Carson. This guy was our best player. Look at the value, 550k. Nearly sold him actually, just because we wanted some money, but no one actually was prepared to spend that amount of money. It's been a real problem selling players. I think because we come in just after the period where loads of players teams splash the cash a little bit, that it's been quite tough. So we kept him. He's actually our first choice left winger. Then our second choice left winger, obviously, is that Rodrigo Pereira. It does say he's natural on the right hand side, but he's also a natural on the left. We are training him on the left in this left midfield role, so we'll see how that goes. Then in the middle, obviously, we have a choice of Oztuma, who's the central attacker midfielder, probably the best player in the team, and then Jordan Clark as the backup, the Englishman, with real great potential as well. Then we've got Crosdale. So Crosdale is our final backup central midfielder. Up top we have a choice of 3 strikers. Wes Fletcher is our number 1 choice. He's got not too bad stats. Obviously he's only 24 though. Then we have Jake Hyde, who's our backup, also was already at the club. He looks like he'll be a really, really good player as well. So a little bit of rotation going on between the 3. Then we have Dylan Dykes as one of the new signings that we made as a striker. So that brings us on to our tactics. We're going for a 4-4-1-1 with a supporting wingers, a defensive ball-winning midfielder, a sort of a central midfielder / roaming playmaker if we ever play one in there. Then we've got an attacking midfielder / advanced playmaker in Oztuma. And then we have Fletcher up top on his own. That's our back 4. We've got full backs in support and then centre backs as well. We have to be realistic. The team did actually finish, I believe, in 7th place. If we have a look, let's go stages last season. So they finished in 7th place, so not too bad at all. So I mean, looking at that, you think there's a good chance that we could push for something in the first season, but it's going to be a lot tougher than you think because they're actually predicting us to finish, as I said, in 19th place. So don't judge the book by its cover, obviously, with them being in 7th place in the first season. Be very wary that we are going to have to be pushing. We're targeted to finish mid-table, I think. Let's look at the board. League 2. yeah, mid-table position. But that's the tactic. That's the main tactic we're playing, the 4-4-1-1. We've also got a 4-1-2-2-1, or the 4-3-3, the fake 4-3 that I like, and then we have a flat 4-4-2 as well. But most of the time we're playing this 4-4-1-1. The familiarity is slowly building. Obviously we've had a big influx of players and new team. We've kind of turned the squad around quite largely. A lot of players that have come in. So yeah, that's going to take a little bit of time to learn. So we've got the training going on that. So that nicely brings us over to the training. So we've got the team obviously doing a lot of match tactics to learn the tactic. And then we've got Team Cohesion as well, being the new team. And then probably in a month or two time we'll obviously start to go more on specifics on training. So this is the coaches. Obviously we've got one fitness coach who's doing both of the fitness coaching, and we've got one goalkeeper coach doing both of them as well. We've got Boothroyd who's doing ball control and defending. We're doing tactics obviously, and then we have Barry Stephen, the assistant manager, that's doing attacking and shooting. So it doesn't look too great at this point, but it's because the board won't allow us to have any more staff or coaches. We've got other York staff, tops of 4. We've obviously got a physio in there as well. So yeah, we're just going to have to be very patient. Hopefully we're going to bring in a scout and another under 18s staff member very soon. And yeah, maybe an under 18s manager. We'll see what happens, but we'll see how we go. But we'll look at the squad. We've actually got a little bit of money still left to spend, up to 198k, so we're doing really well. One of the main things that you'll probably know from previous series and stuff, I try so hard to be really tight with the money, and just make sure that I'm very careful with finances. It's probably one of the best things I feel I am at. Aside to performance, aside to tactics and everything like that, the finance side of things I tend to do quite well in. I mean, the average wage I think when I signed was about £900, something like that, £1,000. It's now dropped down to about £500. So we've halved the average wage, which is really, really good. In the under-21s, we just have a couple of players that we're trying to loan out ideally. We've got Craig Baxter was one of the guys that signed. Don't really like him. He could be a backup right back for us if we wanted to, but at the minute we've got him listed for 0 and obviously or loan and being sent out on loan. I would like to get all of these guys either out on loan. Some of them have already gone out on loan or sold essentially. So we'll have to see how that goes. Moving forward, then we'll go into the tactics that we obviously are showing you. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how we're going to play this because I don't want to bore you with this episode. The staff we've been through, scouting. Oh yes, the future transfers that we're trying to get in. We cancelled this one, I think. James Bree. We've got affiliates with We're actually Barnsley's feeder club, so I'd maybe look to jump on, possibly getting some free loans in. But some of the players that they're all in to loan out probably aren't at the best of level at the moment. We've got Chris Higgins here that we did go in for on loan. Jefferson was the left back that we went for on loan, but unfortunately we couldn't get a work permit. And he did want quite a lot of wages, and I didn't want another player, a case where I couldn't get rid of a player on loan. So we might go back in for him in the near future, but we'll see. Louis Rowley, we've got a bid going through for this guy. This is obviously ex-Man United left back, young left back, who played for Leicester as well. Joined Leicester on a free, and he's since then left on a free as well. He's obviously only a year deal. So we've got a bid going through for him as a backup left back. He's actually not too bad. He's got obviously only 20 years old, English, which is a good thing to for the homegrown status. Danny Rustling, we had a loan bid going through for him as a backup goalkeeper. Decided against it. Don't really think he's good enough. If we were to need him to play, then it wouldn't have been great. This is the backup right back that we're going for, Richie Sutton. He actually looks like a centre back, really, but he's not. He's a right back. He's 6'1", which is good. His strength is good. Tackling's really, really good. Obviously crossing and dribbling aren't great, but we've got him on support, so hopefully I don't have him overlapping too much and swinging in crosses or needing to swing in crosses. But yeah, he's our backup choice at right back, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, the board. Let's have. Obviously we've done a couple of things. Let's have a look at the finances. We don't have any debt, which is good. Don't have any loans. But percentage of the transfer revenue is 55%. All that's not too much of a concern at the moment. We're not buying or selling anyone. Well, we're not buying anyone. And any of the money that players that I do sell, I don't mind it going to the club because I'm just taking advantage of free transfers at the moment. The balance is at £874, 703p, but we're set to go to minus 6.7k. So we've got some things to do with the finances, obviously some movements to make. I'd like to get some of these under 21s out, as I said, on loan, and some of these under 18s could go out on loan as well. But we'll see what happens. They're only on cheap wages. Maybe the higher paid players, £110 is already out. £95 Groot. I'm Groot. Yes, that's pretty much it. So let's get into the game. We've got Northampton today, as you can see. I'm not expecting to win this. Northampton are probably a better team. Well, they might not be a better team, but they are definitely a team that's probably a lot more bonded than we are. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Their last game they played was Rotherham. Actually, one quick thing before we go into it, we've had some friendlies. We did lose one against Sunderland, which was no shock. We've had Boston United, who are obviously an affiliate. We beat them 3-1. Pereira, Hyde, and Summerfield were the goals. Lost 3-0 to Sunderland, but I did gain us a little bit of money. Defoe scored and Luis Alberto got 2, so Luis Alberto's obviously moved to Sunderland. Selby, we then beat 3-0. We got Campion, Dykes, and then a Bergin own goal. Liverpool under 21s, we beat Oztuma with a goal. Wes Fletcher and Dylan Dykes also scoring. Then Barnsley, our parent club, we beat them 2-0. These obviously Barnsley are in League 1. And we beat them 2-0, so in the league above. Wes Fletcher were both of the goals. So Wes Fletcher's on form, which is good. So let's hope that he continue this. We've got some unfit players at the moment. He can continue this form anyway, hopefully against Northampton. Let's start this off, hopefully, with a nice win. So what have we got? Let's think about who we want to play. Right, I'm going to go with... Let's put... Goodman has to come out. McComb's already in there. What am I doing? Let's go with Dugdale. He can come in and play and start his first game. We'll start the first game of the league. Oh no, Dugdale's really unfit. Let's go with Keith Lowe. We'll go Keith Lowe. Then we have... Right, so we've got wingers. We've got Coulson on the right. He's really unfit. Who was our backup right winger? Schmelz is on the left. It's Carson, I believe. Yes, we've got Carson on the right. And this is then going to be... Do you know what? I can't... Let's have a look. Pereira was going to be left. Schmelz on the left as well. We've got Coulson. Who's our other right winger? Oh, here he is. Carson and Coulson. Right, okay. So let's think about this. Yeah, so we'll go Carson. Suarez as a centre midfielder. I'm going to swap him over. Or Suarez. Definitely call him Suarez. I can't call him Suarez. On the left hand side, we're going for... Schmelz is unfit. We're going to have to play Pereira. So Pereira's going to play on the left. Obviously being trained in this position at the moment, so you'll have to bear with me with that. Timlin's actually not that fit. So let's go for Russ. Russ Penn's injured. Let's go for Crosdale. So Crosdale comes in as a centre midfielder. Wes Fletcher will start up top. Oh no, Crosdale's not fit either. What am I doing? It's going to have to be Jordan Clark. Or Tom Platt. Let's go with Jordan Clark. No, Jordan Clark's our central. No, Tom Platt. I'm going with Tom Platt. Jordan Clark, however, is going to play in here. Where is he? Oh, that's the wrong one. Oztuma, here he is. Jordan Clark. Wes Fletcher up top. And then on the bench, let's bring some players with us, obviously. Let's go with Hyde. These are really unfit, which is a concern. Goodman. Who else have we got? Timlin. Coulson, because he can play both sides. I don't ever bring a goalkeeper, by the way. Crosdale. Oztuma. We've already got a striker, so let's go with Dugdale, who can play right back, which is always key. So yeah, we're going to try and control. We are at home. I might change that though. We're structured. Instructions, we're going to retain possession. The whip the crosses, obviously. Run at defence, high tempo, be more disciplined. And I think that'll do for now. So we'll submit the team. The captain has not been selected for this match. Yeah, okay, because they're both injured. That's fine. Oh, bloody team numbers. Right, I'm going to go do these team numbers and I'll skip and come back to you, so I don't want you to have to sit here and go through all of this, so I won't be a second. Right, so here we go. So the teams are warming up. We're actually 5-4 favourites apparently. So let's hope that we can actually get a good performance in this one. So they're also going for a 4-4-1-1. That's interesting. So this hole on both of our teams could be very, very vital. We've got our two defences should match up as well. Suarez and Robinson will match up. Then they've got Hetherington against Platt. And yeah, Holmes against Connolly. Darth against I'm going to have to give him a nickname. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. We've got obviously Control Tony up top and O'Toole. Right, let's see what the assistant thinks. I always want to close him down. Always want to close him down and tackle him hard. Who else have we got? I think that'll do. Well, obviously, I think we'll come back to that and set that up for every single game. Let's give him a morale boost. I agree. Assistant manager. Oh no, okay. A lot more to come from you. So, let's start the match. Right, we're going to quickly set up this match engine for you. Between highlights, let's go with 2D Classic, replays, goals, camera. We'll do main stand. We'll keep the league table in here. We'll just do key, obviously. What else do we want? Let's sort this out. Match fee settings, tactics advice. Shut up, I don't need advice. Missed penalties, added time, important scores. Okay, that's fine. Let's think about got latest scores there. Are these going to fit in here? They are. We want match information. Don't want that. Match stats is what we want. So we've got the league latest scores. Spread you back out. The league latest scores, team ratings obviously, and then we've got the match stats as well. I think, yeah, that's how we'll keep it. In fact, I might change them around. You can see that becoming frustrating. So, here we go. Our first game as York City manager, as chosen by you guys, as voted by you guys. Let's go. Let's see how we get on. Replays are in 3D. Let's see what happens. This is quite slow. So during highlights, let's speed it up a tiny bit. So we're currently in second. No, we're not. Oh, move up to 21st. I was going to say. Right, so we're dominating possession, which is good. Let's hope we get a highlight reasonably quick. I might close the latest scores. How about down to 22nd? I just realised no, that's not right. Right, so Maloney gets the ball. What's going to happen? I think we might have to set to close him down. Darth. Let's get the ball off him. Well done, Suarez. Fletcher picks it up. He's going to hold the ball up. What you're going to do is try and take him. Well, he's played it wide. And they pick up the ball really, really quickly off us. They've gone with a long ball and Suarez has cut it out. Clark loses. Wins it back though. It's fine. Platt wearing number 28. Oh yeah, that's the number he wanted to wear. Connolly gets it out to Carson. Carson with a heavy touch gives it away. Connolly back into Platt. Out to Carson. What are you going to do? It's into Clark. Clark takes a step, beats a defender, and he scored the first goal for York City. Jordan Clark with an absolute pile driver screamer into the top right corner. What a goal. Really good football. We actually lost the ball a couple of times. It's a 3D. Carson cuts it inside. Clark beats I think it's a midfielder, and he smashed it just outside the box, right into the top corner. And the fans are going wild. Reasonably packed stadium as well, which is good to see. And what a start. I say what a start. Platt clears, well cleared as well. Let's push up, let's get forward. I'm liking this. I'm liking this save. I'm enjoying it. I'm not used to the 2D engine either. I'm normally playing 3D, so this is quite enjoyable to watch. So Snedker's picked up the ball. We're going to win that in the air. We are. Clark's headed it forward. So, imagine win that ball. Do not let him get past. I want to win this game really bad. Platt with a great tackle. He's going to come forward with the ball. You need some support. Go backwards if you want. What's he going to do? The options have been created. Carson picks it up. He goes for a long ball over the top. Fry's going to pick it out there. I thought he was going to miss it. Holmes, Hetherington, O'Toole. They've got a little bit of room here. Tony's got a little bit of room to manoeuvre. He's probably going to play it back into O'Toole. He has. Do not let him shoot. Do not shoot. Suarez though, he beats Suarez and he's shot and it's poor from the goalkeeper. He should be stopping that straight down his throat. So we'll drop down to 8th place now. He should be stopping that, the goalkeeper. Very disappointed with that. O'Toole, he picks the ball up. Suarez goes in for the tackle. He spins him. He actually looks like he nutmegs him. And O'Toole's just he's bought the ticket and the keeper's had a stinker. I don't know what he's even doing there. He knows, look, heads down. He knows. But anyway, Clark picks up the ball. He's actually lost it. Platt, though, backs him up. Clark, what are you going to do? You want to get another screamer for us? He comes into the box. He shoots. It's a good save. It's saved by the keeper, by Snedker. No one's actually had a clear-cut chance of it yet, even though it's 1-1. So it's just been raffle tickets bought by the looks of it. I'm a little bit concerned about John McComb, who's been booked now. We've doubled their shots, though, and loads on target, which is good. Carson plays it back into Platt. Platt looks for the pass. Clark comes back to pick it up. He beats one. Plays into Fletcher. Fletcher shoots and it's tipped this onto the bar by the looks of things. A great strike by Fletcher, although he's not having a great game. Clark, on the other hand, is having an awesome game. Gonna have to give that guy a nickname. Pereira plays it out to Platt. Platt needs some support. He plays a lovely ball out to the left back. I'm still not going to pronounce his name. He crosses it in. It's cleared by Collins. He's going to get another chance to cross it in. Plays it back to Pereira. One more down across the box. Suarez picks it up. What are you going to do? Plays it again to Platt. Platt, are you going to have a shot? What's he going to do? He's back to the goal at the minute. He's going backwards. I don't know where he's going. It's a foul. John O'Toole. And he's been sent off. John Joe O'Toole has been sent off in the 40th minute. Not bad at all. Rob Lowe, though, plays it out wide. Pereira picks it up. He's going to come inside. Is that a shot? I hope it wasn't a shot because it was terrible. Platt, though, look at that pass. Carson. Oh, it's cleared by the defender after a heavy touch from Carson. And the defender has missed the ball. And Tony's one-on-one and he's had absolutely should. Stinker of a shot from there. I'm really shocked for having this many highlights. Dominating possession at the moment though. Keep their heads up. The match is ours for the taking. I 100% agree. I might make a change very soon though. I'm worried about John McComb having a 6.3 with a booking. But we're struggling for fitness with a lot of the other players at the moment. So we'll start the second half. I forgot to do a bloody team talk. Oh no, we did a team talk, sorry. There's no one reacted. So Carson picks up the ball from the centre. I imagine this won't be too much of a highlight at the beginning. Horwood wins the ball off us. And he's smashed outfield. I don't think Tony's going to get that, and that's the end of the highlight. So, can we go and press on for the winner? This is what we want. Lee Collins is injured for them. So they've made some changes. As Carson with a free kick, he swings it in. Clark, is he going to get up? He has, but he's headed wide. It's actually deflected and it's gone wide for a corner. So Carson with a corner is going to swing it in. He does so, and it's cleared at the front post by Robinson. Really poor corner. Clark, though, what are you going to do? Do something for me. Carson picks up the ball. He's going to pick. Is he going to keep it in? He has. Just crosses it in. It's Fletcher, and it's cleared. Carson again, though. Oh, Carson's offside. I was wondering why everyone left it. They can't score, surely. Do not get sent off, Suarez. Do not get sent off, Suarez. Oh, great save by Atkinson. A real pile driver from distance. Still no one's had a clear-cut chance. Should we go attacking? I think we'll go attacking because they've got 10 men. It's swung in. Suarez with the clearance. I'm worried about Suarez with his yellow card. Clark, though, picks it up on the right-hand side. Into Carson. Do not give it away. And that's the end of the highlight. Anyway, I'd say 65th minute we'll make a change. I'm worried about McComb. He's having a poor game. He's dropped to 6.2. I think we'll make a change now. We'll just have to go with the flow, with the fitness. Goodman is our most fit centre-back. So that's what we'll go with. We'll bring him in. Worried about Suarez as well. Pereira's not very... His condition's pretty poor. We could bring in Coulson on the left. I think we'll do that. Pereira on for Coulson. So we're making 2 subs in the 61st minute. Let's try and push for the win. I can't believe how many highlights there are. We've got a corner. Carson swings it in. It's cleared easily though. Platt's going to bring it up. You're going to play it wide. I'd get it out wide if I were you. He does so. Carson swing another one in. It's at the back post. Rob Lowe, and he's scored. Not Rob Lowe. What am I on about? Is it Rob Lowe? Keith Lowe. So yeah, Keith Lowe with a banging goal. The other centre back that we decided to keep on, as you can see here, Platt picks it up. He plays it out wide to Carson. Carson's going to swing it into the back post. Keith Lowe beats his runner and taps it in past Snedker. And we'll now go and we'll try and control the game, retain that possession. Josh Carson's having a really, really good game on the right hand side for us though. I think I might change Connolly in a second. Not Connolly, Suarez, sorry. I think we will do that now. Let's go and just sort of waste a little bit of time. Where is Suarez? Let's bring on Timlin. Just don't want to risk that yellow card and put us under pressure with 10 men. I know we're sort of not leaving a sub, but that'll have to do. So we're going control. I think let's just go defensive. We'll pause that. We'll do some instructions. We'll waste a bit of time. Lower tempo. And yeah, we'll run at defence to relieve pressure. We've dominated the game though. A lot more possession. We've had double their shots, triple their shots on target. Great to see us having so many shots on target. But we're going defensive, so we should hold this out now. As we come to the last 5 seconds, we better clear that. Robinson picks it up. He's got his back to goal. It's cleared though. Are they gonna? And well done by Ilasamni. Yeah. And we win. So 3 points on the board. A good win. Everyone's happy. A good 3 points on the board straight away in our first game. I was expecting to struggle against Northampton. We really dominated them. We had plenty of shots. Double their shots. We had plenty on target as well. The man of the match went to Carson, who got both of the assists for the goals. Really, really pleasing performance from him. Keith Lowe got a goal for us. Obviously got the winner relatively late on. So that's great. Obviously they went down to 10 men. A really, really good performance overall. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. We've got the Capital One Cup against Forest coming up. We're not expected to do too well in that, so we'll probably do a little bit of rotation in that game and just sort of take the hit. ViyqEW is my main focus next, so we'll see what happens there. So, a couple of players obviously made their debuts today. Carson on form. League 2 kicks off, and this is where it leaves us in the league. So we're now in 7th place, so where they finished last season. After a game, 3 points, only 9 teams got a win. So yeah, 9 teams got the win. We got plenty of draws in there as well. So not too bad at all. I'm actually reasonably happy with that. I was not expecting that. Let's actually, while I think about it, let's look at the season preview. Where do they expect Northampton to finish? In 13th. So they expected us to finish above us. So I'm reasonably happy with that. Not a bad start, considering they're not too sort of familiar with the tactic. So things to work on still, obviously, for the team. Loads of big long season to go. That's why we've got such a big team. Lots of games to get through. But yeah, competent tactic at the moment. We've got plenty of work to do. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I don't mind York City at all. So thank you very much for voting and getting this one over the line. One day we're going to win the Champions League. That's the plan. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this update. The next game that we'll probably cover will probably be we'll get a couple of games over the line. We'll go for the Southend game, maybe the Johnson's Paint Trophy game. It'll be one of these. There'll be a regular update obviously coming through with it. We'll go for the first of the month. I'll tell you, we'll do a monthly update like we have in the Village Safe, but we'll include live games as well. If we manage to reach any decent rounds in cups, or if important league games pop up, then we'll cover them. But yeah, so not a bad start at all. But I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be hopefully relatively soon. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work this save being uploaded. Obviously we have the Villa save on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, and then we have the World Network game on Saturdays. So I might, in the long term, try and plan to get these up on Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That way you have an episode every single day essentially. So, but we'll see how it goes. We maybe double uploads on some days if alongside the Villa save. We'll see how things go. But this plan is for this save is to be the main save on the channel. Obviously we're going to try and push for Champions League football on the Villa save. The goal on that is to also win the Champions League, but I wanted to start off with a team that was relatively far down in the league system, but also it's going to be a little bit of a challenge and it's going to last me to FM16. So we've got about 5 to 6 months to do so. So fingers crossed we manage to get through this nice and quickly. And regular updates. Obviously when the Villa save does come to a conclusion, which you'd expect to do so before this one does, yeah, this will become the main save and will be more regularly uploaded. But that's why we'll do monthly updates. Maybe in the long term there'll be shorter updates and more live games going on. But we've got a long season ahead, so I'd like to get through this relatively quickly. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Feel free to like the video if you've enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thanks very much for voting. I hope the guys that wanted York City for us to manage York City are happy. Sorry if you voted for the other teams, but I tried to make it a fair system as much as possible. Obviously it was close between Dons, Portsmouth, Cambridge and York City. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode, which will hopefully be Southend or the Johnston Paint Trophy first round. We'll see what happens. Cheers.